Hey guys! And recently, I have been looking at a lot of Mario Kart World footage, and I've noticed that the game seems to be adding a decent amount of content from the extended Mario universe, which is something that a lot of people, myself included, have been wanting for quite a while. And sure, we aren't seeing anything on the level of RPG characters or WarioWare characters being added yet, but I feel like from what we've seen so far, I think that's definitely on the table now, or at least is a little more likely than it was previously, and I could see something like that happening in the near future, due to all of the wacky things that this game is referencing. But before we get started, I wanted to mention that I have a goal to hit 30,000 subscribers before the Nintendo Switch 2 launches, so if you enjoy my content, consider subscribing, and if I hit that goal, I will give away a copy of Mario Kart World. But one thing that probably stands out to you the most is the wacky character picks. Like, we're getting characters like Pianta, Cataquack, Snowman, Sidestepper, Penguin, Cow, Dolphin. It is crazy. And I know some people may be thinking, we got Cataquack before Toadsworth or any of the RPG characters. But the thing is, Cataquack is actually a pretty significant character, or as well as like some of these other characters. Cataquack hasn't appeared in 17 years. Their last appearance was Mario Kart Wii, and Pianta hasn't had a true appearance outside of Mario Kart 8 DLC for nearly a decade. So, it's been quite a while since a lot of these characters have appeared, but like making them playable after they've also been kind of obscure is crazy. And I think that means basically anyone is on the table at this point. If Nintendo is okay with adding Dolphin to the roster, what is stopping them from adding a character like Vivian or Geno or Fopple? Like, I definitely think they're possible at some point. I mean, maybe not like that much in this game, but I could see maybe like updates to this game in the future, or maybe even future Mario spin-offs. Or maybe even other things within Mario Kart World that we haven't seen yet that could reference the RPGs. Because the characters aren't the only thing about Mario Kart World that is kind of tapping into the extended Mario universe. We are seeing obscure characters making a comeback after over 30 years. Like, the Batadon and Toko Toko enemies from Super Mario Land on the Game Boy are making their second ever appearance and first ever appearance in 3D in Mario Kart World. And these are confirmed to be the actual characters from Super Mario Land, because there is a sponsor in the game referencing the Batadon. So this is kind of crazy that we're actually seeing these characters appear, since Super Mario Land 1 barely gets any acknowledgement, except for Daisy consistently being a playable character in Mario games. But we never see like any reference of Sarasa Land or any of the other content in that game. So it's kind of crazy seeing these characters appear. And we've also seen other characters as well that haven't appeared, like the Super Koopas from Super Mario World. Sure, that is just a variation of the Koopas, but it's still really interesting seeing them appear. So it's definitely very exciting seeing a lot of like background characters that haven't appeared in decades. I just think that's crazy and kind of fascinating that they're actually doing that. And another thing is the fact that a lot of the outfits that the characters have are references to a lot of deep cut things in the Mario universe. I did mention before that we don't have any RPG characters yet, but one costume for Yoshi is seemingly referencing Boshi. I don't think it's Boshi as a character appearing in the game, but the costume definitely seems to be a reference to Boshi, or at least some kind of subtle nod to Boshi. And then we've also seen that Daisy has an outfit referencing her classic dress. This is more of kind of like a retro throwback thing than anything, but it is really cool seeing acknowledgement to that. And then also, one of Wario's outfits is a direct reference to Captain Wario from Game & Wario, which is pretty cool, and there's even a biker outfit that Wario has, which is heavily reminiscent of his outfit from the WarioWare series. So, even the outfits are actually referencing a lot of interesting things from the Mario universe. Even if it's not that many outfits, it's still pretty cool to see that they're actually doing it in general. And another thing that also caught my attention from some of the gameplay footage that has been shown from like the preview event for the Switch 2 is the fact that there's interesting background music in parts of the game. Like when you're going between the different races in the game, kind of going between them, there's actually different songs from various Mario games at play. And not even just mainline Mario games. There is music from some spin-offs that also plays as well. Since there was a remix of Rice Beach from Wario Land 1 that was playing in the background of some of the gameplay footage that we've seen. I know there's a motif in Wario's Shipyard that includes that song, but this was a full-on remix of it, which I think is kind of crazy to see, since Wario Land barely ever gets acknowledgement in other Mario spin-offs. So I think this is really interesting, and it definitely makes me hopeful that we'll get more things like this. Like maybe we'll get some background music from Paper Mario, or Mario and Luigi, or even more like Wario Land or WarioWare songs. I think that would be really cool. And that definitely means that there's a lot of possibilities for things that this game could reference. If it's going to reference different things, like with its music kind of going between different stages in the game. And finally, another thing from the Direct that had some somewhat extended Marioverse representation was Super Mario Party Jamboree's Nintendo Switch 2 edition, which adds Jamboree TV mode. And in this mode, Talking Flower is going to appear, and it seems like they're going to appear as some kind of ghost, and they do seem like they have some kind of notable role here, which is pretty exciting. I've mentioned before in a few different videos that I've really wanted Super Mario Bros. Wonder to have more representation in other games, and I was actually a little disappointed at first when Super Mario Party Jamboree didn't have any representation from Wonder, because it seems like that was the perfect game to introduce some Mario Wonder representation. But it seems like we're finally getting that. And it's really exciting to see the Talking Flower appear in another game. And I think it's perfect because of like the fact that they talk and they can kind of provide commentary and like silly little like phrases during the game. I just think it's perfect for Mario Party. And I also think it would be perfect for Mario Kart World as well. I really hope the Talking Flower appears in the game, like as a playable character, presumably, because we haven't seen Eddie like around the tracks or anything. So I'm really hoping Talking Flower also appears in Mario Kart World. So yeah, it seems like Nintendo is finally starting to have some more interesting Mario Universe representation in more Mario games. It still feels like they're just at the tip of the iceberg of it, but it really seems like this could lead to something bigger. Like just with these past few years of the Mario franchise becoming more interesting and creative again, it seems like there's definitely a lot of potential for them to kind of continue to build off of this. So things like RPG characters or WarioWare characters being playable in Mario spin-offs doesn't seem too far-fetched anymore. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!